You're welcome back to the platform, Nigeria. The platform is brought to you by Covenant Christian Center, and we are live at the Covenant Place, Igomu, Lagos. Our next speaker is the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Okechukwu Enelamah. Prior to his ministerial appointment, he worked as the CEO of Africa Capital Alliance, ACA, an investment and financial advisory firm, which he co-founded in 1998. ACA has now grown to be recognized as a leading private equity firm in West Africa. Mr. Enelamah has 27 years of private sector experience spanning finance, consulting, auditing in Arthur Andersen and private equity. He holds a medical degree from University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Additionally, he has earned an MBA from Harvard University in 1994, where he was also elected as a Baker Scholar and also named a Loeb Fellow. Please join me as we welcome to the platform Dr. Enelamah.
Thank you very much. I must say I'm very delighted to be here. I hope you can all hear me. First, let me just begin by appreciating and thanking the Covenant Christian Center and of course the visionary, Pastor Okechukwu Oyamade, for the forward-looking vision that has birthed and nurtured this program for about a decade now. I'm a great believer in the power of consistency. My father used to say, a little thing is a little thing, but faithfulness in a little thing is a big thing. Now, when you do something this big and then you're consistent, the power of compound interest begins to kick in. So well done, Pastor Okechukwu. The distinguished cast of speakers, the multiple viral moments shared enthusiastically by the digitally connected generation, of which I'm not very lucky to be a member, and its insistence on conversations that matter, have made this an important cultural and social phenomenon for Nigeria. And I really want to thank you for inviting me on this stage to share a message on building the Nigeria of our dreams. In fact, I've titled my message, Wanted, a new generation, or a new tribe, to be more precise, to build the Nigeria of our dreams. Wanted, a new tribe to build the Nigeria of our dreams. I also want to appreciate all the other speakers. In fact, when I saw the cast of speakers, I was both intrigued. They told me I should come later. I said, but I need to be in the audience. I need to listen. So after a while, I had to come, and I was permitted to come and join. And I must say, the speeches have been brilliant and inspiring, and and thought-provoking, I might add as well. And let me say that what I would like to do is to add to the conversation wearing a couple of hats. First is that I like to accept responsibility, since I now have the privilege and honor as serving in the government, of speaking as somebody who has responsibility not only to lead, but to lead by example. Secondly, I would also like to speak from the point of view of somebody who has been part of this debate about how do you build a better Nigeria. It's something I believe in deeply, and I think it's possible, like the previous speakers have said. And I hope one can join it from a position of responsibility. The theme of today's event, putting together the jigsaw pieces that form Nigeria, reminds me of a story I read about a scientist and his nine-year-old son. The scientist was working on a difficult assignment and was approached by his 9-year-old son, determined to help him in his work. The scientist, who would rather not be interrupted, tried to ask his son to go somewhere else for a while. But when he saw that the son would not, he started looking for an activity to keep the child busy. He tore a page of the world map from a booklet, cut it into small pieces, and gave it to the child with a roll of duct tape. "Do you like puzzles?" he said. "Take this dismantled world map and see if you can tape it together again." The scientist was confident that the child would take many days to assemble the map. But a few hours later, he heard his son calling him, "Dad, I'm done. I put everything back together. At first, he did not believe it. It isn't possible at the age of 9 to reconstruct a map of the world his son had never seen before. He thought. He put down his notes, went to his son, and was sure he was going to see a mess. To his surprise, the map was perfect and all the pieces were in place. How did you do that? The scientist asked his son. How did you put the world back together? Well, Dad, the boy said, I don't know the world, but when you tore the page from the magazine, I saw on the other side a picture of a man. When you gave me the world to fix, I tried but couldn't. Then I flipped all the pieces and started to fix the man. And when I fixed the man, I turned it over and saw the world had been fixed as well. This story may be apocryphal in the sense that it may not be reality, but it teaches vital lessons that could hold the keys to solving the Nigerian jigsaw puzzle. Even though we may be facing daunting challenges in building the Nigeria of our dreams, there are 3 lessons from this story that are the master keys to solving our jigsaw puzzle. First, the boy said to his father, when I fixed the man, I turned it over and saw the world had been fixed as well. And here is the lesson for us. As we fix the man, Nigeria is fixed as well. As we invest in and transform people's thinking and values, Nigerians will transform Nigeria into a truly great nation. Second, the boy said, when you gave me the world to fix, I tried but couldn't. Then I flipped all the pieces and started to fix the person. I solved the puzzle backward. What the little boy did was start with the end in mind and work back to the present situation, then found a successful way to go forward. This is a proven and sound approach to problem solving called inversion, and is credited to a great German 19th century mathematician called Carl Jacobi. Jacobi, with regard to problem solving, said, and I quote, invert, always invert. Here is what Charles Munger, who those of you that come from the investment world may know, that together with Warren Buffett, has built the world's most successful investment business, Berkshire Hathaway. Here is what he has to say on this approach to problem solving. Think forwards and backwards. Invert, always invert. Many problems are best solved when they are addressed backward. The way complex adaptive systems work and the way mental constructs work is that problems frequently get easier. I would even say are easier to solve if you can turn them around in reverse. In other words, if you want to help Nigeria, the basic question you should ask is not how can I help Nigeria, but what is doing us the worst damage? What will be the outcome and how can I change it to a good result? Figure out what it is you don't want, avoid it, and go for the best alternative. In fact, some of you may have seen a book that says, all I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I will not go there. It's the title of a book on basic wisdom, the wisdom of avoidance of the things that do the worst damage. This approach to problem solving is the reverse of the approach that many of us use in life. Inversion and thinking backwards are 2 descriptions of this method. By way of illustration, one great way to be happy is to avoid the things that make you miserable. Now, the third takeaway from this story that I talked about earlier is this. The dad was confident the child would take many days, a very long time in other words, to assemble the map. But a few hours later, he heard the voice of his son call him, Dad, I am done. I put everything back together. We too can put the jigsaw pieces that form Nigeria back together in a relatively short time if we focus on our people and invert to solve the problem by avoiding the things that make our people miserable and replacing them with things that make them successful. As a nation, we also need to focus on our people and what makes them successful. You know, this same great thinker, Charles Munger, I don't want to bore you with people from the investment world, but he and his partner, Warren Buffett, are considered some of the most successful investors in the world. Worth billions of dollars. But you know the amazing thing? They say they like to jump low hurdles. They don't like to be given difficult problems. I also believe that Nigerians should not be given difficult problems to solve. No nation can survive if only when the members of the nation or the citizens have to jump high hurdles. That's the only time they succeed. As a nation, we also need to focus on our people and what makes them successful. Clearly, our first objective must be to visualize the Nigeria we want to create for the future and then walk back to the present. We then can walk forward in an effective way. Much has been done and much is being done on the vision already. Just talking about the vision, the end state of the Nigeria we want to see.